Merry meet and good evening. I am Foxx, your host with the most fur. We have our candles lit behind us, and we did some ether music. And I think it's a good time and a moment to just kind of, speak a little bit about what I said for a few times that I said I was going to do. One of the videos prior, I was like, I'm going to mention this in the next video, and then one video led to another and things, so sorry about that. My voice is coming back a little better, so, that's part of it. And, well, let's discuss it real quick, okay? So, what I wanted you guys to grasp is the idea that, there are many influences out there in the universe, many of which affect us, and to fully understand that is to understand its roots, and, so that's what I'm going to explain. Before I go much into circles, I'm just going to flat out say how the understanding starts, okay? Most of us are aware that in the beginning, or the end of the beginning, which I'll explain that after, there was day and light and all natural light, and it was awesome and it was great, but not a lot of scripture and things other than what's in Druidic text really goes deeper into diving into what that meant. A lot of times, a lot of the understanding is because God spoke, there was the sound, the vibration that had to have happened in order for all of this to exist. The vibrations, the energies involved, and a lot of this can be considered much like a zero-player scenario or game, except life's not a game. And Day, the white wyvern, went out throughout the void and this emptiness of space, okay? And it's a living embodiment of joy and everything that was good and everything that was awesome that the universe saw within itself. You can consider it like Day being the universe's higher self, okay? Whereas the universe itself is much like a Midgard or middle ground, and and from that wake of all the flight of the white wyvern came the black dragon Nidhogg, which constantly pursues and loves Day and the light to the point where it wishes to consume it. So the black dragon is all it sees. It's as Day created and loved its creations and the everything the light touched, it was a tension away from Nidhogg, and it made it incredibly jealous. And it's not to say that, it's evil, because nothing really is. It's just that you have to understand it from the consensus that Day is all it knew and all it loved, and Day loves everything that it creates, and it just loves, and it wishes to share that, whereas Night wishes to be selfish and wishes to, be the most in the abundance of things. So I hope this helps you understand a little better about what I'm talking about when I'm saying things like that, like the white wyvern. Um, some refer it to as a Kieran. Um, when messengers are concerned, there's a lot of stuff that can go into this. The consensus is that humans are the complex, the evolutionary complex that derived out of a network known as Eden, where they had created a place and a space with the spirit and ether in order to create what it defined as the perfect existence, a place of creation of a being much like itself, in order to which it could create, in which it could partake and observe, and really get to know what it is that happened, what it is that keeps happening, and that ever striving means of perfection. And I could really go into a lot of detail, and I'd much rather over time read the actual Sophia Cat to you guys, because it's really a powerful story, because it goes beyond just, the wyvern and the dragon, and it goes beyond the Red Prince, and it really goes into a whole lot of details into what you may not know or understand because you're only given a small section. I think the whole first volume of the Sophia Cat maybe was covered in the Holy Bible itself, maybe about 3, 4, 5 chapters. And but I want to really let you know that these influences existed, and they all have roots. Okay? The 9 planes of the burning hells were created, and so thus the 9 planes of heaven, and it just spiraled and continued out of there, because there had to be a balance in order for it to be sustained, and there is an imbalance on this planet, and it's mostly due to the influences of Nidhogg, the 4 challenges, or the great calamities, otherwise people know them as the Dark Horsemen, who, don't kid yourself, exist very much and are around today. They have been here for some time. They're not quite as powerful as they will be in the near future, especially as we're shifting into a higher dimension, so it's something to be really looking out forward to. And not forward to, but a lot of people see this time of revelations as a bit of an omen or a bad end, but in reality it's actually a harvestment of souls, of humans and others, in order to I guess one could say transmutate or that energy, or relocate that energy to a dimension more fitting to that soul because of the imbalance. It wouldn't have to be if we as humans were collaborating despite the variety and the diversity of our species and what we know and what we pretend to know, okay? And a lot of us are awakening now, so I really want you to know, because eventually one day there's going to be a time where it's going to come down to what it is you fundamentally believe, because the beast, or the media, the governments will try to tell you that this is how it is and this is why it is, and it's all pretty much in a means of civilization of enslavement. They want us to divide now because they want to control, because they know how to achieve this power for themselves. They are the Illuminati. They are these secret organizations, the Freemasons, that collaborate and conspire with lizards who, at the end of the day, really are the puppet masters behind all of this. All of that anger and all that bad news and all these wars are basically constructed from the Four and the puppet masters behind it all, these lizard men. And if you're not uniting, they are doing their job. They want you to believe in a lack of love in the world. They want you to say that it's dangerous out there. They want you to arm yourselves. They want you to distrust your neighbor. They want you to suspect first. They want you to be angry about what the president toilet tweeted. They want you to be upset if somebody is to support an idea of what this man or says or does. It just keeps on creating this imbalance and this irrationality. And they want it that way because the more you are scattered and the more you are lost, the more power Nidhogg is given. And the more power you give them to be able to do it. The only way to counterbalance it is to use the tools, the magic, in the opposing way that they would expect and use. Everything I do is with love and compassion and light in mind. If I were to do something with my abilities at my level to do some kind of harm, I could very well wreck the planet. That's why I am always so careful, and that's why I am so focused on raising my vibrations. And on this planet, that can be very hard, especially as an empath, because you're soaking in everything, not just yourself. You're soaking up the emotional vibrations from around you, and it doesn't feel fair, and it can make you wonder, like, how do I feel? How do I think about things? What do I believe in? And honestly, there is no fundamental best and only belief. And the truth is only that it is pieces of half-truths that make the whole. You have to be able to understand it. You have to be able to take in the diversity. You have to be able to take in what is more than just yourself, and you have to love more than just yourself, of course, but you have to love yourself, otherwise you can't love anybody else. And it seems like I'm going in circles, but I really want to emphasize on the fact that they use Azir. They try to cause harm. They will try to bring Nidhogg here. And as it says in the Bible, as John wrote, it will rise from the oceans. Written by Babylon the harlot, for crying out loud. Somebody who will take the blood of witnesses, maybe even myself, to where she will consume it and conspire for others to consume it, to allow you to absorb all this natural power that she says that comes from it, when really it's in damning you. It's if you're doing that kind of blood magic, if you're doing that kind of Azir, if you're trusting anything except for the spirit of the universe, you are gonna fail yourself, and no one no one who's going to be offering anything that is besides this, and besides ether, and besides love, and besides enlightenment, is gonna ever be there for you when it comes down to the time of the harvest. I promise you, anybody who even believes in the half of a notion of God, or ether, or Ariana, or enlightenment, or the betterment of the world, anybody who actually brings peace to this universe even a little bit, people who strive to evolve for the better and not for the worse, people who will tell the government, no, I will not be marked, I won't be chipped to the cloud so I can be accessed from anywhere, and it implanted stuff into my heads. I mean, these are the times we're coming to, people. This, technology is evolving a lot faster than we are, and we have to be ready for that too. We're so busy making weapons of war and weapons of malice when we should be making technology for saving the damn planet's environment. We should be harnessing technology that makes unlimited energy to where we don't have to use fossil fuels. We should be working with nature, not against it. We should be building with nature. We shouldn't be overtaking or overusing. We got this one planet. I guarantee you, nowhere out in the universe you will find a better place for human beings than right here. We cannot screw this up. We got to bring light to the world. Because let's face it, honestly, we're here, and there's enough darkness coming from the governments and the puppet masters and the lizardmen and the beast and of the media and everything else that we do not need to contribute to it. Let them bury their own graves. I say we ascend. I say we become our higher selves instead. I say we become as what nature itself, in all its wonder and variety and mystery, has meant for us, that has detailed for us, that hints at us all the time. And no one can be a better you than you. And you are as much a part of the diversity of the universe and as much a part and of life as anybody else. And as much as the universe is a part, as much as you are as a part of the universe is as part of you. You have the power to create. You do have the power to manifest, to transmutate, to do things with your hex to where you can't increase your hex limit, but you can change what your hex parameters are. You can change those things. You can change your DNA just by thoughts and repetition. I just get so passionate about this, you guys, and I'm sorry if I seems like I'm yelling at you, and or seeming to be leading you to a particular belief or way. That's not my intent. The basic thing is life is as much of a responsibility as it is a gift. We should be using that gift, like Spider-Man says, it's kind of cheesy to mention comic books when we're talking about something so real here and yet so surreal, but with great power comes great responsibility, and life is the greatest power you will ever have. It's within your control. You are a master of your fate as well as your destiny. And I'm saying this onto you now because I believe in every single one of you. And I believe that we can make this world a better place. And if you will help me, I will show you every single magical tool, every single ability that I have and more that you can have, because you are special and a part of the universe. And I want the best for you, and I want the best for this planet, And I got to be, if nothing else, that one guy that says, I love this world and I don't want it to end. I'd rather we bring the kingdom here. I'd rather we pave the way. I'd rather we reach that age of Aquarius, that age of love that we all strive and love and know can happen. But it can't happen as long as we allow the shadows of this universe to divide and consume our light. I am here so we can raise those vibrations, we can raise that light, and we can be everything that we dream and want for eternal life. With that said, I'd like to say blessed partings for now, but never in spirit. This is your host with the most fur, your druid of the Sophia Ket, alkalite extraordinaire. Just so you know, it's an honor to some, so I feel I should mention that to those peeps. Be well and be excellent to each other. I hope you enjoyed the ether tonight, and I hope you enjoy the music we had. So, tonight. More this Friday. Peace.